This video chart presentation of Victory Resources Corp. brought to you by allpennystocks.com. Victory trades on the Toronto Venture Exchange on ticker VR. So the chart's in a pretty interesting position because it's holding just above a solid support level at 33 cents. It's established another support level at 34 cents. And there's really only minor levels of resistance on the path with some upward pressure to try and challenge old tops. See, volume has picked up in June, and that can indicate some buying pressure coming in on these support levels. I'm seeing in the MACD is potentially a new higher low. 12 EMA looks like it's starting to curl now, move back towards the 26. Histogram bars are trending slightly upward over last week, and that's something to keep an eye on in the future. And in the longer term, look for the downtrend to be broken, but of course that won't happen until the 12 and 26 push back through the zero mark, which is a key indication of bullishness of the trend anyways. So in the short term, I'll just look for that bullish cross to happen, the 12 through the 26, and then in a little bit longer term swing trade idea, look for the break back through zero. Similar look going on with the PPO. As we mentioned in so many charts, when the ADX gets down near 10, I look for a reversal and some strength to come into a direction. The money flow index is at kind of a critical position right now. 7 moving back up towards the 14 and 21. Broke back down beneath 50. That's a bearish indication. That's something that I don't want to see. I want to see this come back up, see the 7 break through the 14 and 21, and get trending over top of 50 again. It's a much more bullish position if it is. Something that is notable, over 9 months, accumulation distribution in a nice upward channel. Says there is a lot of accumulation going on in this chart, and that's reiterated by this Chaikin money flow, which has basically been in the green for 9 months. Few dips below here and there, but clearly buying pressure has been outweighing selling pressure for the better part of the year. CCI right around negative 100 right now, continually making higher lows over the last 3 months. Again, it's important for me to see it hold above negative 100. That's a good sign for bottom feeders. But on a larger scale, I want to see the CCI holding over top of zero and not making these dips below it. Just tells me that trades are generally happening at the higher portion of the mean over the last 20 periods. Full stow shows that momentum has come out of this play, down near 20 now, near an oversold territory, so I'd be looking for some momentum to come back in. Tricks, it's a lagging indicator, triple exponentially smooth, bearish cross through there. Much like the MACD, it's a sign of trend, and what I'd be looking for is for a higher low to be made, some sort of upward channel to be established. RSIs also at a critical point. They're a gauge of momentum. Trending over top of 50 is bullish. And right now, all 3 components registering right around that level in a nice position all tucked together. And I'd want to see them break through that 50 mark. You can see an example of that even in the short term. RSIs break through 50, trend above it, price per share is moving upward. Break back down through 50, price per share breaks back down. So them breaking through 50 and holding above that level is something that I always look for. Regarding the candles, there's a good support level there at 33 cents, and that's what I'd want to see hold. More near term, there's a new support level established at 34, and even another one at 35, as the price per share is typically not closed below that level. So those would be the key points I'd want to see hold. Of course, the higher the better, but I'd look for the bottom at 33 to always stay intact because that was a pretty strong resistance point back 6, 7, 8 months ago, and I always want to see old resistance points hold as support. On the upside, a little bit of dynamic resistance from these moving averages, especially the blue line, the 50, and the red line, the 200-day moving average. And there's a little bit of static resistance mixed in there at 40 cents. That's nearly a 10% upside from Friday's closing price. And importantly, if it can make a push up near that level, it'll be moving back over top of the key long-term moving averages, and it won't meet much more resistance until up around 45 cents. And I would still consider that a secondary resistance. I would think the resistance will really stiffen around 50, and a breakthrough that level is important because of the idea of developing an upward channel, continually making higher lows and higher highs, and I consider that key in the overall perspective of the chart. Regarding volume, if it's going to sit down here on 35, I want to see volume drying up some, and if it's going to make a push off of 35, that's when I want to see volume come pushing back in. 199,000 shares traded on Friday is not terrible liquidity for this stock. See, it's certainly an increase over normal volume, and for any push to go back through key moving averages and break through resistance points, I want to see volume as high as possible to help solidify the idea of some upward pressure and a potential upward trend to challenge these top levels of resistance. Those are the type of things that I'll be looking for in the Victory Resources chart, but as always, it's merely my interpretation. I'm not a financial consultant. Strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpennystocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure, and do not base any investment decisions upon any material found on the website and/or its video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching, and trade smart.